What's going on the copywriting call? It's your boy Loso 2.0, the copy guy himself. And today we're going to talk about how giant goals produce giant motivation. All right, so we all want to do great things in life, right? Even if you're trying to downplay it and you think it's cool not to want to be great, not to want to do good things, you know as something you want to be great at something. You want to be the best at some things that you aspire to do in life, right? And we could get complacent sometimes. Like trying to be the best, we could always try to be complacent. We could end up being complacent and thinking like, all right, I want to do this, but I'm not really putting in the action, putting in the work to be this thing. And when you get complacent, all you need is that little pick me up or this reminder, right? This is what this episode is about. This episode is about giving you that reminder that you are going to do great things. You need to do great things, and you need to get into action into doing great things again. Okay, so let's get started, right? You're not super motivated because your goals are not big enough. Okay, listen to that again. Let me run that back. You are not motivated enough. You're not super motivated because your goals are not big enough, right? If you know how you're going to achieve your goal, if you have a breakdown step by step how you're going to achieve some of your greatest goals in life, then your goals are not big enough because then it's too easy. It's too easy. If you're shooting for and this is a lot with goals, right? Goals a lot of times, right? When you shoot for something, right? And I seen some guy talking about it. I forgot what his name was. He's an NBA analyst. He was talking about how goals are trash. You shouldn't do goals because then it's like you should just have no. You should have goals because it's not about the destination. It is about who you become in the process. You're not going to. A lot of times, your goals you're not going to achieve them right away. You're not. But it's who you become along in the process. And if you shoot for the stars, you know what I mean? If you shoot for the sun, you may get the moon. Or whichever one's closer. I think the moon's closer, right? So if you shoot for the stars, you may get the moon. That's the point I'm trying to get across, right? Is that when you shoot for higher goals and you don't know how you're going to achieve them, even if you don't achieve them, you become a better person along the process. But if you really believe them, if you really believe, me and my friend Kyrie, when we was talking about that interview, right? We were talking about how sometimes successful people have to be delusional. I don't think it's delusional. I think it's about your reality, right? So it's like you have to really believe it, like to the point where no one else is going to believe it. No one else is going to believe it. Everybody's going to think you're crazy. Like they're going to think like, yo, there's no way you're going to achieve that stuff. But you have to believe it and tell yourself it over and over again so that you can achieve these goals. And excuse me for my voice because my voice sounds a little crazy because I'm overcoming a cold, but you get what I'm trying to come across, right? You have to be on that type of level. Like you really have to believe it to the point where no one else is going to believe it, but you truly believe it. Right? And when you truly believe it and you believe it to be true, reality will catch up to it eventually. Okay? So bigger goals, though, a lot of times, right? And I know you're going to say this, bigger goals can demotivate the average person. The average person. Like I said, my podcast is not for the average person. It is for people who want to be extraordinary. It's for people who are tired of, just sitting down. We want to be extraordinary people. Right? If you want to be extraordinary person, if you want to be an extraordinary person, you need to not be average, right? So this is not for the average person because the average people, they get a goal too big, they don't achieve it, it demotivates them, and they're like, oh, I didn't achieve it. And that's what he was talking about. Matter of fact, that's what the analyst was talking about, the NBA analyst. He was talking about the idea that like, if people don't achieve that goal, they're going to feel bad. Then they're going to, be like, oh, I'm like, if they say I want to have, a family, a house, car, stuff all by 25 and they're 30 years old, and they're not even in a relationship, a stable relationship, no family, no kids, nothing. They're going to think, oh, I failed. No, you don't. So that's what I'm saying. It can demotivate that average person. Yes, the average person can get demotivated. But if you're really extraordinary, if you're crazy, because you got to be weird and crazy to be successful. Only the 1% of people are millionaires. That's not the norm to be a millionaire. So if you want to do that, you got to be weird. You got to be crazy. You got to be delusional, psycho, whatever they want to call you. You have to be that to the average person. But to yourself, you know what's going on. You feel me? Me and you know what's going on because we're extraordinary. So we know what's going on. All right. Now, this story I'm going to tell you is kind of a little bit for my anime lovers. If you don't watch anime, I definitely recommend it because, for one, it's fun. I love watching. I'm pretty much a guy that likes watching everything, right? But I love watching stuff that has, like, deeper meanings, but also too, I love cartoons and stuff like that because they always have deeper meanings in them as well. But also, I like stuff that have different twists in it too. Like I was even telling my wife, we was watching Power, right? And I'm like, all right, Power is fun and all, like it was good for a little bit, but then I need some type of twist in there. Where the vampires? Where the werewolves? You know what I mean? The weird stuff, right? I like that weird stuff because it gives me a little twist to the story. It doesn't keep me bored anymore. But yeah. So anime is definitely something I like to watch, right? And one of the biggest animes is Naruto, right? And Naruto, his goal was to become the Hokage, right? So for you guys who don't know who the Hokage is like basically the top dog, like the top dog in their village, right? He's the top dog. He's the strongest ninja in that village. Everybody knows who he is. He's extremely famous, and he's the most powerful ninja there is, right? Now, Naruto was saying this, Naruto, he was the worst in his class. Like, he couldn't even do one of the most simplest, like the most simple, jutsu or move that they told him to do, right? He couldn't do that. But this guy is going around, fronting around saying, I'm going to become a Hokage so people can start respecting me. And it's just like, what? Because he had like the nine-tailed fox in him and people were scared of him. They didn't respect him and stuff. And because also he was the worst in his class, it's like everybody laughed at him. Everybody kept laughing at him like, bro, I'm going to become the Hokage. I'm going to become the Hokage someday. Watch. You watch. I'm going to be the Hokage. He keeps saying it. He keeps speaking into existence. Everybody knows he's crazy. It's like, bro, they're looking at him like, bro, how are you going to become the Hokage when you can't even do a shadow clone? Like, this is crazy. Like, literally, I'm talking about a 12-year-old boy telling everybody in the world he's going to be the strongest ninja in the village when he's not even the best in his class, okay? And people telling him, no, it's just destiny. Like, these guys are strong ninja from the beginning. They're always telling him, they're trying to create references. See, life is about references. The more references you have to support your theory, the more, better you're going to be. But everybody was trying to get references to, not support his thing. They were trying to push their frequency onto his reality, telling him like, no, you're not going to be it, because it's like, bro, you're not going to do it. There's no way you're going to do it, right? And then as it kept going on, show kept going on, he kept beating people that you would not expect him to beat, right? Like he beat this dude named Haku or whatever, right? He was like supposed to be some genius or something who was from the village and killed his whole, his whole class that he grew up with. I was like, beat him. He beat, Gaara, who was another guy who's supposed to be like a secret evil ninja and not just beating these people. He's turning them around. He's making them believe like, oh, he will be the Hokage someday. He will be important. Even his sensei his master's teacher even thought that like, yo, he's not going to be, he's just kind of talking right now. But when he kept saying it, he really started to believe. He's like, wow, I see his growth. Like he has the ability not just to, beat people that he should not beat, but switch their reality around so they could truly believe that he's going to be the Hokage. And he kept saying this, the biggest goals ever. He did not know how he was going to get there. He had no plan to do it. He just said he was going to do it. Enough. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to be Hokage. My goal is just to get stronger every single day. Just get better every single day, right? And he was getting his butt kicked sometimes too, though, right? Like he was getting beat. Sometimes he even doubted himself, like in the beginning. He still kind of doubted himself, but he kept saying it though. Because like when he fought like a Joan, he's like, oh, this is what they are? This is how strong they are? Then he just got excited, like, okay, I want to fight. I mean, I'm ready. I'm getting stronger. I feel it. Like he feels himself getting stronger, and it's just about, all he does is focus on getting better. That's it. He says, I'm gonna be Hokage, a goal that's way out of the water, like way out of this world for most people to see, from the worst student in his class. But then at the same time, he's also just like focusing on just getting stronger every single day, right? And then he kept finding ways, he kept finding ways to adapt the battles. Every single battle, he got stronger, right? Because that's where you really, and this is something you really got to listen to, right? And it's from another anime too called Black Clover. His like sensei or master or whatever leader of the group said this too. He said, I want you to go out there to fight this guy. I know you think you can't beat him, but he said people become the best when their back's against the wall. They push past their limits whenever there's a situation that they don't know that they can win, or a fight that they don't know they can win. They always push past their limits, and they always get better. And this is what Naruto was doing. Like he was fighting people that you wouldn't think he would beat, but he kept pushing past his limits. He kept adapting, and he kept just focusing on getting stronger, not worrying about exactly how. I just have to get stronger. That's it. That's all his thing. Get stronger, beat Hokage. That's the only things he was focusing on. And he was fighting these people who you think will beat him, but he kept getting better and adapting from each battle because he was pushed past his limits. And this is when he became the most powerful, not during his training, but when he was actually put past his limits, fighting people, taking action, and actually it's life or death situations. And he grew the most out of his class. And you know what happened? He ended up becoming the Hokage. He ended up becoming a Hokage after years and years, and people really started seeing. People started to believe he changed everybody's reality to be like, yo, I knew he could do it. People, I always knew he could do it, because he just worked. That's all he focused on was just work. And that's what I want to tell you. You grow the most when you push past your limits. So giant goals create giant motivation. Naruto became the Hokage. Why can't you become a millionaire? Why can't you become a great business owner? Why can't you become a professional basketball player? Why can't you own these companies? Why can't you do that stuff? You can do that stuff. You just have to have giant goals. And then with these things, don't focus on the how. Just focus on getting better every single day and adapting to the situations that come to you. Push past your limits. All right. So that's really why I just want to put you today. Comment below any goals that you may have. What goals do you have? I'm just telling you, just comment them below. I just want to listen to what you have to say about yourself growing as a human being. All right, Kings. I just want you guys to keep killing the day. And just remember, you pray for marketing like this. Copy God out.